Welcome back, viewers at home, and thank you so much for tuning in here on Prime Live. Now, the South African government has been taken to task by various NGOs after its Vala Umgoti campaign against illegal mining resulted in a standoff between hundreds of illegal miners and police in the Northwest Province. For 2 months, the Stilfontein community was stopped from taking down food and water supplies as law enforcement sought to force the illegal miners to surface. We understand hundreds of miners remain underground even as scores have been rescued by local volunteers. Now, for more on this, I am joined by Meshack Mbangula, who is the National Coordinator of MACAU, now, which stands for Mining Affected Communities United in Action. Now, he also joins me to weigh in on this humanitarian crisis that is unfolding. Good evening, Mr. Mbangula, and thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having me. Good afternoon, good evening to the listeners.
Now, to start off our conversation, I think it would be fair for you to, if you are able to, give us an update on the current situation at Stilfontein Mine.
Well, as we arrived today, in fact, yesterday we had a meeting with the MEC regarding the rescue team that needs to take place as from today. But what we find out is that the rescue team process will take almost about 7 days because they need to firstly remove rubble and be able to put a crane, and after that put a camera to check how's the hole and everything, and then do a survey and look at how they can take the people out there. But within that process, we are concerned that the people are still hungry because they only got food from Saturday. And as of Sunday till today, there was no food. And we are fighting for them to be given food. And that's why the process, the way we are stuck. And we sent a letter today through the road to say they must move away from the entrance because as they do the survey, the rescue team, some of the bricks might fall down there and hurt them, so they must move away. And we explained to them that the rescue team have started to remove bricks and to put the camera and survey how it looks there before they can go in. But the serious problemness of that we are facing is that those people are not given food and water to eat, and that's what we said. Let's preserve life. Let's not just diminish the life of people just like that.
Now, still weighing in on your thoughts with the current crisis in Stilfontein, how would you best express in terms of how did we get to this point and who actually should be held responsible for the humanitarian situation that has unfolded?
You see, when mining came into South Africa, even before 18-something, they were coming here to do mining and looting minerals, the so-called investors. And when they've looted enough minerals, they don't even make sure that they have a contingency plan of training the very same workers to be able to marketable in other sectors when they close the mine. They just close the mine. They don't just even close the mine. They leave the mine, the shaft like that, not closed, and leave the people without any skills. And when obviously poverty kicks in, and you know that there is a food down there, you will go down and you will not just sit at home and do nothing, but you will go down there and get something to eat. So what we are saying is those mines, because we've got more than 6,000 abandoned mines in South Africa, imagine how much of those mines have looted minerals. And when coming into closure, they did not close these mines. So the criminal, the one who brought us into this situation, is the very same big mines that came in and took our minerals and left the shaft like that without closing them. And as of today, the high unemployment rate that we are facing in South Africa, what do we expect these people to do when they have only one skill to go down into the mine and do the mining? So the criminals are the ones who came in and mined without rehabilitating the land. Because if that land was rehabilitated, we will have built houses in the sector. We will have other companies who will have come in and do business in this, and people get employed. But we can't use that place because it's really very dangerous and rehabilitated. So, and again, the government itself, we have engaged him to say, let's transform this sector to make it, to formalize it, because it can generate a lot of jobs if it's formalized in the right way. Stop criminalizing these people, and make sure that we start working on, say, how do we change this sector to make it a sector that can generate jobs, since we are facing high unemployment rates. It fell into deaf ears.
Now, without taking away from the current humanitarian crisis faced by the illegal miners, we've seen some of the, adverse effects of some of these zamazamas in terms of, some of the cases that are pending and the chaos within communities, which bred this operation Vula Umkoti. I believe now this operation has been criticized for its heavy-handedness in the way zamazamas are being treated. Do you believe there could be other more humane ways of dealing with the illegal mining?
Yes, because those comrades underground, they are prepared to come out. There's nothing that is a lie that they don't want to come out. But how do you stop to give people food and water when you, as the government himself, the constitution states very well that is, you will have to make sure that these laws in the constitution are followed. Section 24, Section 27, 1.b states very well that is, people have the right to sufficient food and water. Section 11 of the Constitution, people have got the right to live, people got the right to life. And you go down there and now you stop food, you stop water. These people themselves, you cannot correct a wrong with a wrong. You need to make sure that these people come out and it follows the processes, not just stop food. And you're breaking law to take out people, you tell them people you can smoke them. What type of government are you? Are you for the people? I don't think so.
Now, still on the impacts of mining on communities, I want to know from you, what responsibilities are the mining companies neglecting, especially when a mine has come to the end of its life?
You see, a mine, before even starts mining, there's obligation of making sure that there's money for rehabilitation. As you mine, you must know that you will be able to rehabilitate and make sure the land goes back to how you find it, so that land can be able to be used. It's either for farming, for other sectors, build houses and so on. That's the obligation that needs to be done. And as you destroy the land because you are looting minerals, you should be able to take it back. And at the same time, there are other laws. As the mine operates, it must uplift the life of people through social and labor plans, and not just mine looting minerals. Those communities that are hosting you, you need to uplift their life through skill development and other things, making sure that as you are there, they need to benefit as well. But unfortunately, they don't really follow all those laws. And on top of that, the government cannot give the closure license to them if they couldn't rehabilitate the land. They should rehabilitate the land, put it in the right place, and they get a license of closure. But most of them, they didn't get those licenses because they just looted and went out the way. And if you know in 5 years' time, as if you are a genuine mine, you will make sure that those people who are working for you, they get skills so that they can be marketable somewhere else. But you just close and leave them like that. And in many instances, they even destroy the hostels that are there, the buildings that are there. For the people, where do the people go? They must go and build shacks, and people have worked for you for many years. But when you just leave them like that, so they are not interested in uplifting the people, but they're interested in taking our minerals, make maximum profits, and worse, those profits, it doesn't come down to people to lift the life of people, but it goes to the very same parliamentarian who drive nice cars, big houses, and people don't even generate decent jobs for the people. So mining is just a formula that it doesn't assist people to change their life for better living.
Mr. Mbangula, has MACAU initiated its own legal case against the government, or will it be joining or supporting the cases that are currently before the Pretoria High Court?
Well, we were just wanted to wait for an outcome today. Unfortunately, the case has been postponed. But definitely sure, if you look at the Constitution and what they've done on the like Section 27, Section 11, we have the right. We are looking at opening up a case against the very same criminals who are saying the illegal people are criminals. They are criminalizing themselves, but they, how can you say you vala mgodi, you vala food, you vala water, and what do you expect those people? You are killing those people. That definitely sure we will make a case against the very same government who are supposed to preserve life. They can't even allow people to get food as we speak.
Mr. Mbangula, any closing thoughts with regards to what's currently happening in Stilfontein on both ends, how it has impacted the communities, as well as, government's role in this issue?
Well, we are calling to everybody, unions, movement, to really come together against this issue of the government not want to preserve life, because we have seen that in Marikana. We are seeing it now happening. So we are, as movement, as unions, we are on our own. We need to really unite and fight this capitalist government who just wants to see enjoying tax monies which comes from the same unions, because the very same big unions themselves don't have licenses, but nobody's touching them because they give tax to those people. We gave them the reports of these mines not having licenses, but because the white elites, now nobody's touching them, just because those are lousy, poor black people, they're being targeted. If they want to do their work correctly, so arrest even those big commercial mines that are mining without licenses and destroying our land as well.
Mr. Mbangula, thank you so much for joining us this evening and just shedding light in terms of the current situation in Stilfontein and just highlighting some of, the incidents that have transpired through the days, as well as your views and feelings around the situation itself.
Thank you.
Viewers at home, that was Meshack Mbangula, who is the national coordinator of MACAU. Now, that's where he was sharing in his views on what's currently happening in Stilfontein. But for now, viewers at home, that's where I close it off. Let's head over to an ad break. We'll see you when we come back.